to an entrepreneur is hard work, but it's worth it when it works.
You got your hands full every day like I do. You got kids, you got a marriage that you're trying to work, a business that you're trying to make work.
And finding time for the kids and keeping it spontaneous. Boy, that was good last night.
Nobody teaches you how to manage a business or manage a relationship or marriage. Everybody's just trying to do the best that they can. The purpose of the show is to give you some tools on how to make the marriage and the business work. We don't do it perfect, but we're figuring it out. Hello and welcome to the G&E Show, live every Wednesday at 12 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, I have handsome husband, as usual, Mr.
Why do we do this
Grant
show?
Cardone,
Why do we do this show, Elena?
And Elena Cardone. Well, we do
Follow
this,
Elena at on Instagram. She loves her Instagram followers.
and I'm really starting to develop quite a following there.
Yes, you are.
And on Twitter.
We do this show because, and Elena came to me, she's like, we really need to do a marriage show, Grant, because a lot of people think that I'm just out there, and she said this to me, a lot of people think you're just a worker and a hard worker.
Carnivore.
Yeah.
He's rough around the edges.
Yeah, and she's like, people don't see that you're also a good husband and you take time for the kids. And she made a comment to me. She's like, being married is a business. And what y'all don't know and probably don't see about us is that our marriage is vital and important to us. Okay, I don't want to come to work every day, grind it out, beat myself up, and then have my marriage falling apart. Right? Yeah. And I see a lot of guys do that. So we want to do a show because we believe in marriage, we believe in monogamy, we believe this is vital to me also doing well in business. So
to a better one. And then also, I had just gotten really fed up one day, quite honestly, as well as what you just said. I also got fed up with everyone. As a generality in the news and in movies, everyone promotes being in a relationship sucks and you're ball and chain and divorce is okay. And I was like, you know what? We need to be the people that are willing to air our dirty laundry or willing to put ourselves on the line to make others go, hey, you know what? I'm going to dig in a little deeper and make this thing work rather than throwing in the towel. So today I wanted to talk about build the trust, which this ties into.
And to build the trust and to tie on to the trust, I want to thank the people at Grant Cardone TV for allowing us to do this show every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't subscribed to the network, by the way, do so. We've exceeded now 50,000 subscribers on our network. We drop new shows every week, unbelievable content. Whatever it takes, season 2 is coming out. So make sure you grab a hold of that because it's going to be awesome, man. Okay, we're in the last edit to that. Our phone number here is
305-865-8668. I already tweeted that out this morning.
Talking about trust, how to build some trust.
Yeah, because, a lot of times some people will write to me and say, how did you and Grant get to be such partners? Like I don't have that. How do I get that with my partner? And so I really started to analyze what it is that we did. And I will say this, it didn't, obviously we had the trust in that we were monogamous and all of that in the beginning of our relationship.
Well, she trusted me in the beginning because I wouldn't quit calling her. So that built trust.
Yeah, it did. You were a rock. You weren't going anywhere. There were a lot of things you did right.
Even though she was rejecting me and being mean to me because I was too sharp.
But as I went along and started really looking at this, I realized that the trust really did grow during our relationship. This 4th of July, grow, don't sink. It really did grow over time. And how could we fast track that? I look back and to see how could we have fast tracked our trust with each other. And I came up with three bullet points.
You going to give them to that in the first break? How are we doing?
3 minutes.
You don't give them that.
Well, I'm going to give
First of all, what does trust even mean, Elena? Trust.
Trust, okay, tell me what it means.
Belief that someone or something is reliable. Mm-hmm. Trust is so important. Okay, I trust that this water's good. I don't think there's poison in it. We take trust for granted every day. People, every day, you get in your car and you're driving down the road, you trust that nobody's going to just run into you, right? You go into Starbucks and you grab a Starbucks coffee and you trust that there's not poison in it. I mean, we take trust for granted, but it means belief that someone or something is reliable, good, honest, effective, something would be effective, right? An arrangement in which someone's property or money is legally held or managed by someone else. That's scary, dude. You guys give your money to 401ks and mutual funds and invest in stocks and have no idea where it's going to go. That doesn't build trust, right? And how do those two, she trusts that I'm going to take care of our money. She trusts, let's just talk about some of the things we trust in each other, right? I trust that she's going to take care of those kids.
You don't trust that I have this show, I'll tell you that, because I have some really good things that
and
we
I
could
don't
have
want to give
elaborated.
them the first 3 points.
I wasn't going to give them the first three, just like one and
See, what you guys can
things.
always trust is the first segment's always going to be a little crazy. So I don't want to go to sanity in the first. We got an audience out there that trusts that it's going to be freaking crazy.
Okay, roll with it. Crazy, crazy.
Look, you got you got to build trust. What is your presentation? If you're a salesperson or you build a business, what is the process your customer goes through, right? You got to build trust by being consistent. I trust that Elena's taking care of the kids. I trust that she's got her phone on. These are some of the things we do. I'm like, dude, you got to have that phone on all the time. I got to know where you're at. I want to be tracking you. I have my phone available all the time. I got my phone right here.
Which he never answers when I call.
Baby, take it easy, okay? I trust that she's got my back.
But that's okay with me because I know that you're all good.
You know, I trust, and she trusts that if somebody said something about marriage or, I was with a guy the other day and he told me, he's like, this woman came to his offices and said, boy, if you weren't married, she said to him, if you weren't married, I'd be interested in you. I'm like, yeah.
One of my friends told you that. If I wasn't married and you weren't married, remember this?
Said it to me?
Yeah.
And what did I say?
You were like, oh, yeah. And then they were like, oh, and then when I freaking dropped the hammer,
you ruined my
when I dropped the hammer, it was, oh, I'm sorry you were offended by that. No. It's not me being offended by that. Don't drop in my freaking marriage.
That's what I told this guy. That's what I told this guy. I said, dude, did you pop her in the head? And he's like, what do you mean? I said, you should tell her, hey, that's not okay what you're doing. See, that builds trust.
That's right, which goes to what I said in the beginning. It took us a while to build that trust in the beginning.
Stay with us, man. We're coming back to the G&E Show.
I'm going to teach you how to fast track it, though.
Is your dealership dominating your market? Are your marketing dollars earning the highest return possible? This month only, Rush Impact Marketing is offering a free market analysis to help you find untapped potential in your area. Text SUPERSALE to 555-888. Rush Impact Marketing, the #1 staffed event, direct mail, and digital marketing company in the United States, have developed a program to meet your customers where they are, whether it is on Facebook, YouTube, phone calls, or snail mail. Be certain you are exhausting your opportunities. Text SUPERSALE to 555-888. From click and order to brick and mortar, we have a campaign at every price point, whether you are a salesperson or dealer principal of a major automotive group. We have a program in place to help you crush your sales goals. Text SUPERSALE to 555-888 to receive your free market analysis now. Don't wait, as our exclusive territories are booking fast. Repairing credit takes time, it takes energy, and it takes resources. With so many options to repair your credit, how do you get started? At Safe Credit Solutions, our #1 priority is to create a plan for you to repair your credit effectively. Our goal at Safe Credit Solutions is to provide immediate and ethical service to ensure your credit score rises and you can get qualified for the things you want in your life. Safe Credit Solutions has a credit portal for its clients to track progress and keep you involved and in control of your credit repair. Clients have been known to see results as soon as 30 to 45 days from starting. Visit safecreditsolutions.com. That's safecreditsolutions.com to get started and have one of our FICO certified consultants start the process on your credit repair. That's safecreditsolutions.com. Leave a mark in your neighborhood with a lasting impression. A professional landscape can deliver that and more. And the man to bring it to you is Steve Griggs. Awarded the National Best of Hows in Client Satisfaction in 2016, it's clear why Steve Griggs is the #1 visual artist in landscape design. With 30-plus years of experience, dynamic energy, and the true New Yorker spirit, Steve Griggs brings flexibility and innovation to his craft. With clients such as Dr. Oz and the Palisades Center Mall in West Neck, Steve Griggs crafts and delivers a brilliant landscape plan offering top value to guarantee your backyard oasis at a fair price. Landscaping can increase a home's value 15 to 20% with a return on that investment from 100 to 200%. Steve Griggs treats every client to a transparent, step-by-step, hands-on process from concept to design and implementation. When Steve Griggs promises, he delivers. As a member of the American Society of Landscape Architects, combined with his years of formal training and experience, your landscape will be transformed from ordinary to extraordinary. This isn't landscape design, this is lifestyle design. For more information, visit SteveGriggsDesign.com. That's SteveGriggsDesign.com.
Hello, hello, and we are back with the G&E Show, and Grant Cardone is getting feisty today. But we're talking about how to build trust. And as I was saying before, it took a little bit of
Every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do this show. Call us 305-865-8668, 305-865-8668. Have you ever had your trust denied? Okay, I want to hear from you. I want to hear about your trust issues. 305-865-8668. Go ahead, baby.
Okay, so I was really looking back at to how and what has helped us get to the point where we're at now, where you and I have each other's back first and foremost before anybody. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so I looked at it, and this is what it was. Decide that you're going to back that partner and then make it known. Okay, that's the most important thing. Make it known. So when you said to the person in the office, when they said if you weren't married and you didn't say, like, ixnay it, you're making it known right then and there. Hey, don't say that.
I did ixnay it.
Okay.
Though. I don't know why you're saying that. I did ixnay it. I closed that door.
Yes, you have. And
I did. I did.
You did. But there was a time when you didn't, okay? And I'll even call her out. My good friend Denise Duff. She's the one that said it years ago.
Wow.
Denise
Dude,
Duff
how
was
long
like,
ago was that?
If you weren't, it was about what? We were newlyweds 11 years ago?
11 years ago. You need to
Okay.
close the door on that.
I
you're
have
just
closed
using
the
it as
door.
an
I'm using
example.
it as
I
an
got a better example.
Because in the beginning, what I'm trying to say is the trust hasn't built.
You're right, you're
okay,
right.
the trust hasn't built and solidified. Okay?
You're right, I like
So,
that.
Okay, so and here's the deal, guys. Okay,
gotta trust.
There's people around you, whether they do it consciously or unconsciously, that's debatable. But if they are used to being your sphere of influence, whether it's your brother, my mother, my sister, your sister, and they are used to being your go-to person, they're used to having control over you, whatever you want to call it, influence.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden, you get a new person.
Yeah.
Boom, there comes Elena in the scene. And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, he gives me that trust, and they become a little shut out.
Let me just
They
tell you,
don't like
women
it.
don't do that with me, okay? I can go, Robert, you've traveled with
But-
me all
but
over
it
the
could be
country.
anything.
Women
It
do
could
not
say-
jack with me. You know why?
They do not.
Because they can tell, dude, that guy is done. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, let's
And
talk
I
to Alex.
appreciate
I want
that.
to talk to Alex
but-
about
but-
trust. I want to talk to Alex about trust. Alex? Hey, Alex, tell me about something in your life, a real situation where you found you couldn't trust somebody or yourself.
Well, hey, Grant. It was nice getting on the phone with you. I really appreciate you taking my call. I would say I actually created an ad network with one of my buddies. I've been following you now for a couple years, and I actually don't have enough money for real estate to get into that. So next best thing for me was, selling ad space on some of my Twitter accounts that I have. I have over 1 million followers on
Wow.
Twitter.
Hey, that's awesome. What's your Twitter handle?
It's my main Twitter handle is relatable drunk.
Relatable what?
Drunk.
Dude, you're a millionaire, man. Relatable drunk?
So anyways, I created an ad network, and one of my guys,
Kind of destroyed my trust right there, man.
the site, he kind of like ripped off my idea and threw it up on his own site and stole a lot of my customers and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So
What a
that
bummer.
betrayed your trust, huh?
Yeah.
But I actually had a question for you, Grant.
Okay.
So here's the thing. So I'm 20 years old. I work at Ford Motor Company up here in Detroit, Michigan, and I make about $18 an hour. And I'm trying to really get this internet marketing thing going. I've been making about $3,000 a month now, and I actually make more money with this whole internet marketing thing than I do at Ford.
Yeah.
And Ford takes up so much of my time. And I absolutely hate the factory. Can't stand
So
it.
when
And,
do you make the move is the question, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, dude, you make the move when you make the move, okay? Like, depending on Robert Good. Depending on your financial situation, I don't know that, okay? Either way, it's going to be painful. Any of you guys making a move, like, and this is about trust. How much do you trust yourself? How much can you depend on you? Elena trusts me because I trust me, right? The trust starts with
That's
you.
not true.
No?
No, not fully. I trust you based on the actions
How could you trust me
that
if I don't
you
trust
have
me,
trusted me.
But how would you trust me if I don't trust me?
Well, yeah,
Right, Robert?
that's a given.
Robert,
That's
you
a-
with me, Robert?
I'm
Yeah.
right here,
Dude,
sir.
the trust starts with you guys, okay? So the other night, you don't know this story because I just came home from the road, but do you ever worry about me when I'm on the road? Never. Do you ever like, where are you this time of night?
Never.
Okay? If I don't call you, if I go to Vegas and I'm a casino till 3 o'clock in the morning, have you
I haven't
ever?
heard for you from days at a time when you're
Because
on the road.
I trust me, man. I trust me. The trust starts with you guys. You guys got to have your own ethics. So this cat, Brad, tells me, hey, this chick was in my office, and she's like, boy, if you weren't married, I'm like, did you freaking slap her down right then and there? Did you say, hey, that's not okay? Because if you're not clear about it, okay?
That's
and
right.
if I didn't do that with Denise
Decide
12 years ago,
who you-
I should have.
That's right.
I should have said, hey, dude, that ain't okay. You don't drop doubt in somebody's universe. It's already difficult enough. So the individual, the trust starts with you, and then Elena can start actually trusting me. Go ahead to number 2, baby, because I love
Okay.
what you're doing right here.
Okay,
Give me a high five, by the way.
but here's the deal. Okay, I want to go back to Los Angeles. Grant had been asking me to leave Los Angeles for a number of years, and
get
I
out of this
wouldn't do
hellhole.
it. I would not do it. And the reason I wouldn't do it is because I had 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Mm-hmm.
Not out, but just as a safety. Like, I have to be able to protect myself in case this doesn't work. It was way back in
We
my
were
mind.
already married? Were we
Yeah,
already married?
Yeah.
Was this a secret? I didn't know this. You weren't telling me this.
No, of course not. It was way back safety net, you know? But it's true. And one of the things, okay, like, I will tell you another story, okay, that you won't like, but I'll call you out. It was so
Why you got to
long
keep calling
ago.
me out? Call out some of your friends. They dishonest.
No, it was so long ago that it doesn't matter now. But here's the thing, which is going to bring me into number 2. And then I'll tell you what happened to make me say when he said, we're leaving LA, and I said, let's go. Okay, so there was a story. We were going to have these little booklets. Okay, remember we were going to have these booklets sent out, these inspirational booklets, and it was going to be he and I on the cover.
Oh,
and,
yeah, I forgot about that.
Thousands of them, and we were really excited
Oh, yeah,
about this
yeah.
creation. Well, then
yeah.
he comes to me and he says, without talking to me or getting a new agreement,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is number
Oh, my
2,
God, man.
keep and deliver your agreements. But this is
She's
what
got
I'm
all these
talking
resentments
about.
I'm hearing about now.
No. It's not resentments, and I want everyone to be clear on that. I'm going back analytically looking at how we could have fast-tracked our trust, mistakes we've made, and how to help that situation, okay? So then he comes to me and says, you know what? It's going to be better to have me and my brother, my identical twin brother, because that's more special. And I felt at the time, this was 11 years ago, I think differently now in my early 40s than I did at 29.
Because she's more mature now.
Okay, so exactly. And things don't affect me the same. But when he did that, he broke an agreement, which is number 2. Keep and deliver your agreements. So we're going to have more on that when we come back.
The fall is always the moment when you have to redefine yourself. Easy is not part of success. Easy is not part of life. When I was 33 years old, I faced the lowest point in my life. I was broke, I was battling demons of women, finances, alcohol, and drug addictions. And here I stand in front of you in the top 1% of car salesmen in the United States. Quitting was never an option for me. I keep pushing for my son, for my dreams, and what I'm attempting to create for my own life. My name is Mark Jennison, and this is the Comeback Corner. I was a millionaire twice and lost it all twice. And now I'm here to show you what it takes to come back and stand in the face of adversity, even if that adversity is yourself. This show is designed to prove that no matter how far you fall, no matter how great the defeat or failure, there's always a comeback. There's always an opportunity to redefine yourself, redefine who you are, and come back stronger, better, and faster than before.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/comeback corner. That's youtube.com/comeback corner.
Repairing credit takes time, it takes energy, and it takes resources. With so many options to repair your credit, how do you get started? At Safe Credit Solutions, our #1 priority is to create a plan for you to repair your credit effectively. Our goal at Safe Credit Solutions is to provide immediate and ethical service to ensure your credit score rises and you can get qualified for the things you want in your life. Safe Credit Solutions has a credit portal for its clients to track progress and keep you involved and in control of your credit repair. Clients have been known to see results as soon as 30 to 45 days from starting. Visit safecreditsolutions.com, that's safecreditsolutions.com, to get started and have one of our FICO certified consultants start the process on your credit repair. That's safecreditsolutions.com.
Okay, so
Welcome back
I
to
want
the
to
G&E
just
Show
remind
every
you.
Friday, every Wednesday, please, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grant Cardone TV, barrage you with a show called the G&E Show. Our number here is 305-865-8668. 305-865-8668. We're talking about trust today. Distrust, trust, honesty, commitment, integrity.
Which brings us back to number 2.
Hear,
no. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear from Teresa
you.
or anybody
Teresa.
right now.
I don't either, Elena. Please, please.
Okay.
I'm not trusting you right now.
I'm not trusting you right now.
I want to hear from you. If you've ever had a problem with trust, call us 305-865-8668. And we do have a caller, and we'll take her in just a moment.
Yes,
but first,
I won't forget
Elena,
Teresa.
at Elena Cardone.
Okay, so which brings me to keep your agreements once made. Can you break agreements? Sure, but you have to go to the person and get a new agreement, which helped us to build trust. How we could have shrunken this, okay? So that, like for instance, it was 11 years ago. There's no hard grudges. I
Who thinks
swear to
she's
you.
got a grudge?
But at the time, it was devastating. I was young. I was newlywed. I was like, why are you cutting me out of the picture? It seems ridiculous to me now to be upset over it, to be honest, but I was. And those are real feelings that you can't discredit when someone's going through them at the time. Okay, so it kept me with one foot in, one foot out. He doesn't have my back. So then I probably had an effect on him. When he needed me to be there, I was slightly out, which then kept creating this whole we're not in, we're not out.
Because she wasn't communicating.
Okay.
Which doesn't build trust.
Okay, but then it brings me to the third point. Okay, the third point is it is so vital that you keep the PR
What is
good.
PR? What is PR?
The public relations, the reputation of the other one. It is so important that you, like if we weren't doing a show right now, I wouldn't go announce that pamphlet story because it's private and it doesn't make you look good. So I would keep that away.
Because we're doing a show.
Because we're doing a show, I'm willing to lay it out on the table to give you personal situations.
And I'm willing to take it, baby. I'm willing to take it. Because
so that
everybody
people
knows
can
I'm a bad
say,
boy.
hey, you know what? I have this going on, or they can relate to it. But those type of situations, even if you do it to jab at the person or to be funny with your group of friends at a dinner table, is not okay because a person doesn't trust you. You're putting you're making them vulnerable and like up for ridicule, and it keeps the trust out. And worse than that, worse than I was just joking at dinner with friends, honey, is when you actually go to your friends and your family who still want this stronghold and complain to them. Problem is, you complain to them, then they get all upset, then you make up with your partner, your lover, whatever, and they never do. They don't get that opportunity because you dumped on them. So it requires a great amount of restraint for me not to maybe complain to my mother, not anymore, so much time.
What's the third point?
The third point is you gotta keep the PR on you good, like meaning you keep it in on me. You don't go telling my underhand, what's it called?
Okay, this is about trust, right? About how to build
shortcomings.
trust. I want to hear from Teresa in Toronto about building trust.
Go ahead.
Teresa, how you doing?
Hi,
Hello, how you doing?
how are you?
Good. So, hey,
You guys are amazing. Yes, go ahead.
tell me what the worst thing that's ever happened with you with trusting a relationship.
Actually, that ties into my question. I have a mom and a sister left as my family. Everybody else died. And these two women have been trying to steal my share of the inheritance after my dad. And I live in North America. They live, the property is overseas. And it's like they ignore everything I say. They ignore my requests. And it's literally consuming me.
Wow.
And I don't really know what to do.
Dude, you got to fight. You got to fight. That's what. Do you deserve this?
Absolutely.
Then you got to fight. You got to trust you. And this is what this is what I believe. I know Elena's got 3 points here, and I believe these, okay? But look, you guys got to just trust yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I trust myself, okay, with my kids, with money, with my wife, okay? I trust myself with my employees. So I can fire somebody here and not feel bad about it. We fired 2 people last week. I don't feel bad about it at all, not even a little bit. You know why? Because I trust myself. So you got to be willing to fight. Because if you're not willing to fight, there's something you don't trust about you yet. So like, just clean it up. When I was 25 years old, I had to clean up a bunch of my life, man, because I basically from the age of 12 to 25, I spent 13 years just leaving. Even after that, sometime, for me to trust myself in business, for me to be in a deal and tell somebody, hey, dude, we're going to change this agreement now because it's no longer good for me. And that's what Elena's talking about here. You sit with somebody, we're changing the agreement, okay? So I would just tell Teresa, you got to sit down with these people and say, hey, dude, this is not okay. It's not okay what you're doing. I'm going to stop you from doing what you're doing. You don't have a lawyer do that. People hire lawyers because they don't trust themselves to communicate. So trust yourself first. And the way to do that in your marriage, in your company, as an employer, as an employee, is, man, you guys got to clean up your own stuff so you can be forceful, so you can have your voice and not worry about what she knows or doesn't know about me, right? So me and her don't have that Denise thing. I didn't even know about the Denise thing.
I mean, that was like 11
or my brother
years
thing on
ago.
the pamphlet.
I
So
mean,
when we leave
we're
here,
talking 11 years ago.
I know. But when we leave here, I'm going to be like, dude, do we have any issues on this Denise thing or the pamphlet thing? Because I wasn't thinking about it. If she is, I want to clean that up in because it's our universe, right? My job is to make sure she knows I'm here for us, not just me.
And just so you know, I have nothing on it anymore. It was just an example that was so long ago.
No, I know.
That I could actually talk about with.
I'll
hold your balls.
I always trust that you do that.
But let me tell you, Grant, what happened with you and what made me make the turn to when you said, let's leave LA, and I said, okay, was I remember there were several times if I heard you on the phone with somebody and you were like, you need to knock it off, and you took up for me. And maybe you didn't even know I was hearing that, and I was like, wow, like he's got my back. And enough of those built so much trust that I was like, I will follow you anywhere. I will leave my career. I know that you will never
because we got the good
do
life,
that,
man.
you know?
I've never let you down. William from South Africa. I want to take that long call. What's up, man? Tell me, do you see a giraffe out your window right now?
Hello?
An elephant.
William.
Is there an elephant in the room?
Tell me there's an elephant, a lion, a tiger.
Hi, it's William here.
Hello, William. How you doing, my friend?
Hi, very well, thanks yourself.
Good, real good. William, when tell me about the worst trust situation in your life.
Well, I'll tell you what, we were involved in selling advertising to a client, and my wife said, this guy's trouble, and I thought, no, I just want to go after the deal. And I'll tell you, the deal was totally not worth it. It took us so much time, effort, and money to get this deal approved and everything.
Yeah.
And I should have just listened to my wife right from the beginning. We run a one-man business, and my wife and I are pretty much in it together.
Yeah.
And at that point, I realized she's got an absolutely amazing ability to spot troublesome people.
Yeah,
and
that's amazing, dude. That is an
amazing.
amazing story. And it reminds me that Elena, thank you so much for calling in, dude. That's awesome, and congratulations to your wife. Elena has this amazing ability. She's got this magical ability. I have this effort. I'm a hammer. But Elena, I'm like an old Viking, right? Like I got the ship and the big claw hammer. But Elena's got this like magical way to make things happen. And she'll be like, hey, you really should. I remember I was doing 8-hour seminars, and she's like, you really should cut that seminar down to 4 hours and do a 4-hour event. Our seminar ticket sales doubled because we were doing a short, and the price didn't come down. That was brilliant of you. So I got to trust my partner, but you got to trust yourself enough to be wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you got to trust yourself enough to have enough confidence in yourself, like he was saying, hey, man, my wife was right on this. It takes a lot of, you know.
And that's another thing that we've actually grown into as our marriages evolved. Like, we really learned what each other's strengths are and assets. And we let that person run that division. It's not, I think one of the misconceptions in a relationship is that, no, they think they're equal. Everything is equal. Stop it.
I want a new mattress.
Everything is equal, and I'm equal, and he's equal, and I'm equal, equal. But that's not always true on whatever the division is that you run. If you've got these equals, you're banging heads.
I think the Constitution says we're created equal or something. I've never believed that. Okay, we're not created equal, folks. Okay,
it's like on the business side, we're not equals. I mean, you know that part, and I let you do that on running the family. We're not equal.
Sean from Texas, totally agree. And
but that's how we set it up. I mean, it
Sean,
could be
what's up,
reversed.
brother Sean?
Yeah, how you doing, Mr. Grant? It's an honor to be speaking to you right now, sir.
Dude, honor to be speaking to you, man. I'm trusting you right now. With that, when you open up like that, I trust you.
Yeah, definitely. And I just wanted to say congratulations on having such a beautiful wife.
Oh, she is hot, right, dude?
Dude, completely. She's a 10 plus 10.
She's the kind of woman every man deserves, brother.
Thank you, Sean.
No, I appreciate it. I wanted to add, one example of is when people just accept something that somebody says when they're in a position of authority. Kind of like a banker. Like when you go into a bank, you just kind of trust them to give you the best rate. Or, when you go to, like, my first car, when I purchased my first car, I just trusted the salesman.
Yeah.
Then years later,
you know what?
when I became a salesman-
the finance company trusted you to pay them.
Right.
Did you pay them?
Exactly. Yeah, right.
Did you pay them on time?
So, I mean, yeah, completely.
Were you ever late?
Oh, no.
Dude, tell me, hey, give me some truth, man. Make me trust you big time. What's something you've done in your life where you broke trust with someone?
Well, somebody gave me an idea. He told me an idea, and I tried to replicate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I broke that trust, and I haven't spoken to him in like three years or whatever.
Dude, let's call that guy up right now and clean it up, man.
Yeah, I don't even have his number anymore. I mean, he's still my Facebook friend, but I don't even talk to him anymore. But
Dude, you need to reach out to him. Let's reach out to him today and clean that up. You want to?
Yeah, definitely. But I have one question before.
Can I trust that you're going to do that?
Definitely.
Okay.
But I have one more question. Do you have like an affiliate program? Because I really buy into everything.
Yeah. We do have an affiliate program. If you go to grantcardone.com/affiliate, I think is what it is.
Okay.
grantcardone.com. I think it's /affiliate. We'll hook you up. Hey, dude, look, you know what? I'm not going to have you as an affiliate until you clean up that breach that you did with your brother, your buddy, okay?
Definitely, sir. Yes, definitely.
Okay? Because, as soon as I asked him, man, have you ever broken somebody's, boom, it was right there. You notice how it just stays right there on top of mine?
It stays with you.
That's why I say, folks, the person you need to trust, okay, I don't need to trust Elena first. I need to trust me first. Every person that's ever said, I don't trust my wife, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Dude, what are you doing?
That's true.
Okay? What are you doing? Okay? I watched Ted Cruz on TV last night talking about this and that. I'm like, dude, I think the guy's lying. Jerry Falwell, he starts, man, these guys that sit there on TV and say, you got to be this and you got to be good and you got to, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Why do you keep saying that so loud? I don't go around talking to people about we take care of customers over and over again. We never talk about that because we take care of customers, And so just trust you, man. Clean up anything. I guarantee when there's probably 2 or 3 other things that gentleman has. Clean those up and you'll start trusting other people. Laura from Colorado. You're beautiful, man. Everybody thinks you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Laura, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you today?
Good, great. Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, thank you. It's really, I'm watching the show live, and it's really fun watching you and Elena interact back and forth with each other.
Yeah, thank you. So what made you laugh, Laura? What made you laugh about that?
Well, it's just fun watching how couples, whether it's a husband or a wife or, an employer, employee, like just different partnerships in your life, how people interact with each other, and sort of, you guys are very fun at just playing back and forth with each other.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, that's not what I want to. Thank you so much for saying that. Hey, tell me about, you want to take that, Elena?
What?
Tell me about a trust situation.
Well, going back to trust, like I'm thinking, I've been married for 25 years, and gosh, trust is so huge, and there's just so much to it, and having the confidence or trust in yourself. Confidence in yourself is, like, I agree with what you're saying, to then trust your partner. I think communication is huge, because without really good communication, you can quite easily get let down because you might have had this expectation that wasn't fair because you didn't have communication. and then that leads to possibly not trusting somebody because of the communication that got broken.
Yeah.
All that.
When let me ask you, when have you, let's see how vulnerable you're willing to be. When have you let somebody down?
Honestly, I've been listening to you guys talk, and with that last caller, and he, immediately thought of something.
Come on,
I
one
don't
thing.
like-
Give me one
She's
thing.
coming.
One thing.
She's giving it up.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
I
She
don't
was saying
know.
she couldn't
I
think of
really,
anything.
I can't think of something right off the top of my head.
Okay, if you could think of something right off the top of your head, what would it be?
Well, I think that if you haven't properly communicated with your spouse, let's say, you can almost easily let them down in almost any area.
And
so
so
let's say
when
the
have you
ex-
done that?
Well,
One
I
time. How
guess
long you been
about
married?
25 years.
Oh, come on. You got to have one in 25 years.
I know, right?
Or if
So
you're
I
not,
just
you need to be
think,
dead in
without
heaven
talking,
as an
without
angel.
him in the room, like he might say something right off the bat, but without him in the room saying, well, we didn't communicate about that properly, so she let me down because I thought she was going to do this and she didn't follow through.
Mm-hmm.
We probably don't have the best communication at the moment, and after 25 years of marriage, that's definitely something we should work on. And watching your show today is bringing that top of mind.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome. Well, that's great, as long as people have a willingness to look.
Yeah, so I appreciate the value you guys are providing on the show today.
Laura, you're awesome. Thank you so much for calling in. Laura, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary from Michigan. I love this. I love the callers, right?
Me too. I love the callers.
You love the callers?
Love.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you more.
I love you most.
What's up?
Gary, talk to me.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Gary.
I'm doing good.
You're doing good.
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hanging in there, I guess.
Yeah.
The reason I called is, I'm trying to figure out how to establish trust throughout family members when you've had a couple setbacks and just earning the trust. I mean, it's been quite a few years, and it just doesn't seem like I'm getting the trust I think I deserve.
Oh, that you deserve. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Dude, so this is the way you do the deal, okay? You want to know how to do the deal?
Yeah.
Who are you talking about? Let's not do your whole family. Let's do who's the person that you want trust from?
Really, my ex-wife.
Okay, good. The ex-wife, okay? So look, what am I going to say, Elena?
I don't know. Tell me.
Good. What did you do to the ex-wife?
Well, we have 4 children.
Yeah.
And there was a period in my life in 2002 where I kind of took a wrong turn, and I went out into the lifestyle of the streets, and I ended up getting in trouble, and I went to prison.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For 4 years.
Yeah.
Got out in 2009, the beginning of 2009. And I left her hanging, kind of.
Yeah, and she knows that. She knows that you were unfaithful, right?
We were divorced. We got divorced in 2004, and 6 months later, I was in prison.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Touch it.
So, but since then, since getting out, it's been since 2004 since I've been in trouble, and I have.
Dude, so here's the deal, okay? From the age of 15 to 25, I violated my family's trust so many times. I can't even tell you, Gary, how many times I let my family down. I remember I was 23 years old. My mom was in the hospital she had a pneumonia. Her temperature went off the chart. Wow. She's 104 degrees, 105 degrees. She's going freaking batty.
Hallucinating.
I was supposed to be there at 2:30 to take over the shift, and I didn't show up. My family, nobody in my family trusted me anymore. They actually did trust me. They trusted me to let them down.
Yeah.
They knew I was going to let them down.
Yeah.
Like nobody in the family trusted me anymore. So it took years. I cleaned up when I was 25. I'll bet you it took me, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 years. Maybe longer than that. I think some of my family still thinks I'm going to be the misfit. They just still waiting for the other foot to drop, the other shoe to drop, whatever the saying is.
Yeah.
So, man, look, you know what? Here's the deal. First, you got to get, Gary, you got to get your trust reestablished with you.
That's right.
You know?
And also...
And they may never come around.
That's what I was going to say. They may never come around, and you just have to grant them that right.
Yeah, exactly. And you've given them enough reasons not to come around.
That's right.
But the good news is, dude, there's you. There's you. I got to trust me. At the end of the day, I got to trust me. And
that's where I'm at, Grant.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. And I've been there for, probably 6 months. And I know that isn't long.
Yeah. No, that isn't long.
No.
Yeah. So you got to start trusting you, and then you got to start finding other people to trust you other than people that you've damaged maybe that can't get over it. Because you know what? They might not ever get over it, man. Let them not get over it.
That might be your permanent punishment.
It might be. And maybe it's not a punishment. Because if they can't get over it, that says a lot about them too.
That's right.
Because they're not perfect either, man. Okay, Gary, thanks for calling in. This has been a great show for me, Elena.
Thank you.
It's a great topic, by the
Yeah.
way. I want to do it again sometime because it really reminds me that the trust starts with me. I need to trust me. At the end of the day, you're going to die by yourself. Okay, you can be married, you can have kids, you can have all that. The kids are going to grow up and they're going to go away. The wife's not going to probably be there every second of every day. She's not going to be with you on the trip. I go places. I don't ever think, man. I don't think, I'm going to a strip joint tonight. I'm gonna cheat on. Never ever think about it. I'm not telling you I'm a holy roly or you should be one or, dude. I'm just telling you I don't even think about it. Okay, anything I do publicly. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean everybody likes it. Okay, you wanted to mention some of these. Hink says what?
Hink says I'm a hustler. I hustle. You can tell that I'm paid and I protect what I got. And I shave my face with a blade.
William and Astrid, yes, the giraffe is in fact across the road. This is the guy from South Africa. We live next to a game reserve. We also see elephants.
Lions, buffalo, rhinos.
Baby. It's a rhino.
Rhinos.
Okay.
Great place to live and work. That is amazing.
See, by the way, speaking of trust, I trust Elena. Elena's not going to send stuff back. She's not going to complain about the price. She is not the person I should do what. Say, Elena, call and negotiate the price of that deal. It's just not going to happen, dude.
Know who
you're dealing with.
That's his strength. He should do
and it pisses me off. I'm like, you do the dirty work sometime. But then I'm like, what am I doing, man? No, I'm the one that said I was the strong one.
I just make magic.
Right? I got to go back to when
just
I was trying to seduce her and get her in bed.
Let me be
I
great.
was the one saying, hey, I'm the one that's going to take care of you. Now I got to deliver that. Houstonian hustler. Much love from the Houston. By the way, you guys in Houston right now, I know that I-10's getting shut down with flooding. God bless you and hope everybody's safe.
Oh, also Trent Thomas, every tip. Of course, I like to read this one. Every tip, seriously, every tip is so true. Been with my wife for 9 years, but in the first year of our marriage, number 2 actually would have actually gotten me out of an argument, which is keep and deliver your agreements.
Foxy Rocks. Watching here in the St. Louis. Folks, we just got our balls in, okay? 10X balls, okay? 10X balls.
This is the highlight of the office.
Do you love this?
Everybody is talking about these stress-relieving bowls.
You like the size?
10X rules.
You know, I had these. These are actually...
Oh, my God. You're so disgusting. All right, I'm going to recap, and then I'm going to let you close out the show.
How big you want the balls to be? I'm like, let me just give you the real thing, man.
I'm shutting the ball talk down, okay? Decide that you're backing your partner. Grant says his number 1 tip, trust yourself first, and make yourself
None of these other 3 things matter if you can't trust you.
Number 2, decide that you're backing your partner and make it known at every available opportunity. 2, keep and deliver your agreements. And 3, make sure that the other person's PR is good. That means do not tell your friends, your family, or even table talk.
Tomorrow, Young Hustlers at 12 p.m. This afternoon, by the way, if you're on Cardone U, we allowed you to join our mastermind 2 p.m. every Wednesday, right? 2 p.m. every Wednesday. If you're on CardoneU.com, CardoneU.com, you now belong to our mastermind group. Me and my team do every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Tomorrow, 12 p.m. Young Hustlers. Friday, 12 p.m. Cardone Zone. Hope you went out and voted last night, man. The Donald has got some people
March
freaked
15th. That was a fun,
out.
exciting day.
See, Donald Trump, man. What can you trust
let's not
Donald
get
to
on
do?
that topic. Jeez.
Okay, hey, trust yourself.
Lord, he
Trust
trusts
yourself.
himself, I think. That would be safe to
Trust
say.
yourself so
Maybe
you
not,
don't
I
resent
know.
yourself.
Stick
Trust
and
yourself.
stay is bound to pay. Thanks for joining us. We
And thanks for your
love
comments. God bless.
discussing everything with you.